Bad know their places and stay in them. Murderers are to be cold-blooded, victims innocent. We need to imagine the Holocaust's children rudely torn out of their warm nests, and so they were. But Ruth Kluger's need is for a purer, harsher truth. She levels her steady gaze at the troubles inside the nest. Today, a woman approaching 70, she seems still to be figuring out her handsome, spirited, uncomfortable mother. The mother challenged the little girl. She essentially dared her to walk into possible danger and probable exposure in a movie house out of bounds to Jews. When the mother argued that children belong with their parents, it was although, perhaps because, she was not in Prague with her son by an earlier marriage. The boy did not survive. In the camp, she adopted the parentless Susie and, after war's end, provided for this sturdy three-woman family by working for the Americans. She got herself and the girls to New York, married 3 more husbands, went crazy, a splendid old woman, and a pain in the neck. One indigestible memory of Ruth Kluger's childhood is her father's inexplicable and unjust anger toward her when he returned from his first stay in prison, before he was taken to the camps. Her imagination requires her to envision how her doctor father, who joked that he had no elbows, might, in his death throes in the gas chamber, have elbowed himself to the top of the heap of choking women and children. Ruth Kluger's book asks what one is to do with such facts, memories, imaginings, how one is to live with knowledge like a bullet lodged in the soul where no surgery can reach it. Will we ever stop wondering if Primo Levi died of his knowledge? She worries that the very act of literature betrays what was experienced in the Holocaust. Don't words make speakable what is not? The recollection of her mother physically punished and out of control is so vivid and lurid, she thinks. I can't write this down. Then she writes it down. It is not Ruth Kluger's bent or her intention to dramatize. Her anecdotes are told not for their own sake, but as the ground or illustration of her thought. Even as a young child, Ruth was a consumer and producer of poetry, and it trained in her what biology calls irritability, the organism's responsiveness to stimuli from within and without. Ruth Kluger responds to the extreme moment with eye, ear, nerve, and mind, and it is the habit of poetry, surely, that gives her prose its agility. When we ask what something is like, the language uses an idiom demanding simile or metaphor. We are asking for an association of something we can't know with something recognizable, and we respond with shocks of recognition. What was fear in the camps like? Ruth Kluger answers, the psychological equivalent of epileptic fits, like a theater in which a fire alarm has gone off. What were the roll calls like? Standing in rows of 5, thirsty and afraid of dying. Hours, above all, of boredom. The awareness that you are a prisoner of time, she says, is a close cousin of despair. She makes us feel the child's heartbreaking vitality, the yearning to have the use of its youth. During a transfer from camp to camp, she discovers the secret of simultaneity. They pass a children's summer camp. A boy is energetically waving a red flag, a gesture affirming the sunny side of the system that was dragging us along in the blood and excrement of its underside. So much light out there. How could that be? After the escape, there is the countryside, freshly washed, full of gleaming objects.